our virtual communion at 8 o'clock on Friday evening. Now, we want you to be a part of this. We want everyone to be a part of this communion service, and we want you to gather your emblems, the 100% grape juice, 100% grape juice, and we want you to either buy the unleavened bread or follow the recipe that was given to you on the newsletter, or even follow it as we're going to have a video showing you right now, the Thomas family making the unleavened bread together as a family, both Sonali and Pi. Now, we are in this situation right now, and it's keeping us apart. But this is one way that we can all get together in Holy Communion together. We want to remember what God's sacrifice was for us, how He is still right now on the throne, and that we will get through this together. And by having this communion virtually, I think and I believe, I know that we'll feel His presence. So we hope to see you there. Amen.
Hi everybody, we're making some of
unleavened bread for communion.
Unleavened bread from communion year 12.
Thank you. So today, me and Sonali are going to be making unleavened bread for communion. What you'll need for this super simple recipe that we found online is a mixing bowl. You'll need a baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper lining the bottom. You'll need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, a 1/3 cup of vegetable or olive oil, and 1/2 teaspoon of water. I find that when baking with a child, it's best to have some of the ingredients already measured out because it's just easier and there's not as much mess. So, first thing you're gonna do, thank you Sonali, is you're gonna preheat your oven to 425 degrees, which we've already done. Then, you're gonna take your 1 cup of measured all-purpose flour, put it in the bowl, good job Sonali. You're gonna take the 1/3 cup of vegetable oil and put it right in the bowl. Go ahead, Sonali. While she's doing that, I'm gonna measure out 1/8 teaspoon, great work, of salt. Go ahead and stick that right in there, Sonali. Now, the recipe that I found online calls for a pastry cutter to mix everything together, but I find that a spoon, especially when you're working with the kid, is just as useful. So we're going to start mixing this around, and then to this we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of water. Great job. Can I do it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so now, do you like baking?
Yes.
What do you like about baking?
I told you, it's about, I like doing baking and Daddy doing the phone, and we're both mixing this like we did today.
Oh, so you like doing it together?
Yes.
Great. So at this point, your dough will look a little bit like this. You want to make sure that you keep mixing it together so that it'll be a little bit, I think there's just a little bit left.
I'm only impressed by that, Mama.
Thanks, bud. There's not a lot of other liquid other than oil that you use in this, but what you want to do is get this to a consistency where you can roll it into, thank you, Sonali, where you can roll it into 8 balls. Now to this, I'm just going to add a tiny bit more water because it's a little bit dry. Sure, you can do a little bit more. Thank you so much. Just so that we can get the consistency where we can shape this into balls and it won't be completely falling apart.
And then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna put it straight back in the oven.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna put it straight back in the oven, and they were heating up, and then they had fire.
Yes, there's fire in there. So we're gonna take these and
So
we're gonna roll them into balls. Go ahead, roll it out. Here you go. You want some? We're gonna roll this into 8 balls. This should create 8 different little discs, which I'll show you in a minute. Put them like that. Okay. Here you go. 4, 5. So now how many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here we go. Now how many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We've got our last one, number 8. We're going to get all the sides. We're going to get everything out of the bowl. Roll it into a ball.
And I want to put it in the oven. What are we going to do afterward? When it cooks up, what are we going to do? We're going to take it out, and then
we're going to have bread. We're going to have unleavened bread for communion. Now, with these discs, you're going to take them, and you're going to take each one and smash it into a disc. Okay, and put it back
down. The thing.
All right. We're almost ready to put them in the oven, so this is super easy. And our last one. Great job, Sonali. Just flatten yours out just a little bit more. Make sure that they're all good to go. Now, we're going to take this pan. Again, it's lined with parchment paper. We're going to stick it in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. So in 8 to 10 minutes, you should have slightly golden brown unleavened bread. So we'll check back in 8 to 10 minutes. Guess what, Sonali? It's time for us to take our unleavened bread out of the oven. It has now been about 10 minutes, and we're ready to take our bread out of the oven. So be really careful. It's going to be incredibly hot, so don't touch it, So-So.
And guys, everyone, you all can't touch it because it's hot. We need you to show everyone, look.
Okay, so then you're just going to let it cool. This is what it should look like. It's ready to go. Don't take it off the pan yet. It's incredibly hot. So I would let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and then you have your unleavened bread. Happy communion, everyone.
Is good. And the unleavened bread is good.
Thank you for your help, So-So.
And we are teams, so we get to go to sportsman.
No idea.